Welcome gamers, welcome back to Gamers Bay, it's Daniel, and today we're going to take a look at Taito's classic 3D arcade shoot 'em up, G-Darius. Now if there's one thing that Taito ever got right, it was definitely shoot 'em ups, and this game is no exception to the rule. Awesome 3D visuals in this game, we'll get more into that in just a moment. But the first thing to note is that this is actually the fourth installment in Taito's classic Darius series, with this game first being released to arcades back in 1997. Now, version 2 of the game, the version shown here, actually added a few additional features to the game, including a beginner mode that featured 3 zones to complete the game instead of the usual 5. And the beginner mode also allowed players to retain more of their power level when losing a life, with just a single rank loss with each subsequent death and respawn. Now, as the game's prologue notes, various evolving life forms that were in a state of hibernation have emerged, following the disappearance of a planet. Now the Amnelia Royal Cosmic Force then finds itself at war with the evolving cyborg-like creatures known as Thiima, as they plan to take over the universe. Now, despite the Royal Forces suffering a miserable defeat, they managed to produce a highly sophisticated space aircraft known as the Silverhawk, using the evolving lifeform's own advanced technology to produce it. Now, the game boasted 15 total stages, known as zones, that featured a branching path narrative where players could choose which stages that they wanted to play next following the defeat of each zone's boss. Now, picking up the colored orbs dropped by the defeated enemies unlocks an assortment of power-ups, including an additional shield along with various guided missiles and bomb upgrades. Now, one really interesting feature in G-Darius was the addition of a beam dueling maneuver, where enemies can be reeled in and captured via an electrical charge. Now, once captured, the enemies can be used as shields or secondary weapons, and they can even be used for a bomb attack, or to unleash a powerful and prolonged laser beam that wipes out virtually everything in its path. Now, the laser beam is often used against you by the bosses themselves, hence the term beam dueling, and it's often the best defense against the bosses as well. Now, another thing to note about that laser beam is that it really takes a couple of seconds just to charge up, leaving you vulnerable in the process. But it's a very, very effective tool when it comes to where you have situations where you have a lot of enemies on the screen all at the same time. Now, the game boasted some really compelling 3D visual representations of the characters. Although technically it was a 2D game, it just had 3D graphics as far as the actual characters goes. And the developers did an excellent job portraying the series' signature robotic creatures like the crab and the fish. They look really cool, and the fish just look downright scary. Look at that. They have this really kind of like an evil, angry look on their faces. They really do look kind of demonic. But anyways, you can see some of those orbs there. You see nice shooting guided missiles at me, and there's that laser beam, a really effective tool. And you kind of need the laser beam to take out the fish. They're really tough. You see now it's swimming away. They could be really tricky to defeat. And some of the end bosses actually can come up on one right now. This giant fish. This thing just looks absolutely freaky. I mean, look at that. Look at the teeth on that thing. It's downright scary. So, yeah, really interesting. And just forget trying to dodge the incoming enemy fire, like the situations right here. Some of those, some of the incoming attacks you can fend off, other ones you can't. And of course the bosses will switch sides at times, which makes it kind of difficult. You see now he's on the other side. And now if you have a beam attack right there, you can actually counter their beam, which is the whole idea of the beam dueling. But I don't have the power up at the moment. You actually have to capture something just to unleash it. And this is actually one of the coolest bosses. And there's a giant crab-like creature, and I thought he was really cool too, but this one's actually my favorite. You can see now we're kind of dueling. You can see that, unfortunately, my laser beam ran out right as he was starting his. I was just blown away the first time I played this game. I couldn't believe the graphics in it were just really compelling. It really does look great. The Silverhawk looks really cool. They did a really good job of portraying it. And that's another thing to note. You can see the stage that we're going into now, it kind of has like this prehistoric-like theme to it. I kind of like how they incorporated multiple worlds into the game. You have this like prehistoric environment in this stage. You have another one where you're in an asteroid belt. You can see I just grabbed the character right there. Now I've got my laser beam going. And the dinosaurs look pretty cool too. It's too bad you can't like ride them and use them as a weapon. That would be really cool. To fly a dragon around, be kind of like Panzer Dragon. But anyways, that is G-Darius. What did you think about this game? Have you played this before? Now, I like the original Darius games. I thought they were pretty good. Like Silverhawk, the original Silverhawk game, that was pretty good. But none of those games had the 3D visuals that we see here. It was nothing as compelling. Something else to note about this game is that it is super hard as far as just, you know, forget trying to evade enemy fire. It gets to the point where you're just being attacked from all angles at various points in the game. But this is an arcade game, this is a shoot 'em up, and it is designed to take your quarters. That's the whole idea. And so here you can see we got like this this giant spider-like creature. This looks pretty cool too. Got all a few of these throughout the game as well. Really cool stuff. Got some pterodactyl-looking creatures here. Another one of those spiders. So anyways, that is G-Darius. What do you think about this game? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please do consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing to stay up to date with our latest videos. I am going to go ahead and continue to play through the game, and you are totally welcome to continue to watch. But I'm going to go ahead and tune out now. And until next time, take care.